Hello, so today I'm going to be going through my record collection. I have to make two separate videos because I have so many records. I have a lot of Beatles albums because they're my favorite band, and then I have a lot of different artists as well. So it'll be split into two videos. First I'm going to do the other artists, and second will be the Beatles and their solo albums. Hotel California by the Eagles. I don't know who you are, Jay Stratcher, but you should not be writing your name on records. Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, the 12-inch single. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. The Velvet Underground and Nico by the Velvet Underground and Nico. Donovan's Greatest Hits. I love Mellow Yellow, so I was very happy to find out that it was on this album. Hunky Dory by David Bowie. This is my favorite David Bowie album. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff, but out of the ones I've listened to, this is definitely my favorite. Oh You Pretty Things is one of my favorite songs of all time. Destroyer by Kiss. My dad's favorite band was Kiss. I'm named after one of their songs, and this album is actually really good. Beth is one of my favorite songs of all time, and by theirs as well. Billy Joel, The Stranger. The Doors, one of the best debut albums I've ever heard, definitely. Harry Styles by Harry Styles, another one of my favorite debut albums. This just came out this year. Meet Me in the Hallway is one of my favorite songs. It reminds me so much of Pink Floyd. And then Sign of the Times as well is such a great song, and the fact that it was his debut single is incredible. It sounds like it came right out of the 70s. And the Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks, 1964 to 1971. I don't really care for the Stones, but some of the songs on this album are actually really good. Basically why I bought it is because it's a greatest hits package. Paint It Black is one of my favorite songs. They have a lot of good songs from this era especially. This is basically my records that I have multiple of different people. Led Zeppelin 1. It's one of my favorite albums by theirs because I think it's so underrated, and another great debut album. By far one of my favorites from them. Led Zeppelin, the soundtrack to the song remains the same, and this version of Dazed and Confused is so good. I believe it's 27 minutes long, and it's just unbelievable how well they could improvise on stage, and for that long of a time too. I wish I had more Led Zeppelin albums, but they're very hard to find used, and the ones that aren't used are like really expensive, so I mean, I don't mess with that. Next is on to Oasis. I recently got into a big Oasis mood, I guess you could say. I'm going to see Liam on November 23rd at Rebel Nightclub in Toronto, and then I'm seeing Noel at the Sony Music Center, I believe it's called, in February, so I'm very excited about that. I got very lucky this year that I started to listen to Oasis because both Liam and Noel are releasing albums this year. Liam has already released one and Noel's comes out next Friday, the day after I see Liam. Start with their debut album. Wow, that's not their debut album. Their debut album, Definitely Maybe. Again, like an absolutely incredible debut album. The fact that they came from nothing, living in Manchester and becoming one of the biggest bands in the world at their time is absolutely incredible. My favorite songs on here, Live Forever, Sad Song, Supersonic, like the list goes on. This is such a great album. Next is What's the Story, Morning Glory. So this is the album that probably everyone knows. There's so many iconic songs on here. Roll With It, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger is such a good song. Some might say Morning Glory, Champagne Supernova. Their first two albums were so good. Honestly, what happened though? Alright, so next is the Master Plan. So this is a compilation album of their B-sides, which are some of their best songs. This, even though it's not obviously a put together album, like it doesn't flow as well as some of their other ones, the B-sides are absolutely incredible. The Master Plan is probably their best song, and it's one of my favorite songs. Stay Young, Rocking Chair, Half the World Away, Listen Up, Talk Tonight, Aqueous. Like, it's unbelievable how amazing their B-sides were. My favorite of their later albums, Don't Believe the Truth. So this also has a lot of great songs on it. Lila, The Importance of Being Idle, Guess God Thinks I'm Able, Let There Be Love. I mean, some of my favorite Oasis songs are from this album, so. So on to the solo stuff from the Gallaghers. Start off with Noel. So this is his debut album, Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. aka What a Life is like the song. Like, it is so good. Like, it's such a tune. If I Had a Gun is so beautiful. Everybody's on the Run. I believe that was his debut single as a solo artist. This album is really, really good. Like, I was shocked at how, like, I shouldn't be shocked because, like, Noel's my favorite. It was so good when I listened to it the first time. Chasing Yesterday, the second album from Noel. His third one comes out, like I said earlier, in November 24th. This album's alright. I do like his first one better, and so far I've actually liked the songs from his new record that he's released, like It's a Beautiful World and Holy Mountain. I actually like those songs more than some of the songs on here, so I mean, I'm excited to see what the rest of his album holds. Some really good songs on here too. Riverman, Lock All the Doors, The Dying of the Light. And we have Liam's solo album, As You Were. It came out October 6th. The first half of this album is unbelievable. Wall of Glass, Greedy Soul, Paper Crown, For What It's Worth. Like, there's some great tracks on the first side. The second side, it dies off a little bit. There's still a few good songs. I love Universal Gleam and I've All I Need. It's actually a really good solo debut album for Liam. I was very impressed. On to The Who, we have Tommy. So this is probably their most critically acclaimed album. It's very good. It's also very long, but I mean, it's a double album, so. I love Pinball Wizard. I haven't listened to this album a lot, but I knew I had to get it on vinyl, so I'll definitely have to check it out again. But yeah, it was very good the first time I listened to it, so I'm sure it'll be very good again. We have Meanie Beanie Big and Bouncy by The Who. So if you want to start getting into The Who, listening to this album, it's a compilation of their early 1960s mod hits. So if you want to get into them, this is a great start because it does have a lot of their bigger songs. The Who, Who's Next? I actually haven't listened to this album yet, but I mean, it has the song Baba O'Reilly on it, so I mean, I knew I had to get it. But yeah, I'm excited to listen to them. I do love what I've listened to of The Who. And next we have Queen. So we have Innuendo, which is their last studio album, I believe, before Freddie passed away. It's actually one of their most underrated albums, I would say. Freddie has a lot of great vocal moments on here. Don't Try So Hard is unbelievable that this came out in 1991 and that he was dying like at that point. It's just wow. I have Queen, The Game. So this again is one of my other favorite albums. Play the Game, Another One Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. I mean, some iconic songs there. I also like Don't Try Suicide, Save Me. Yeah, it's a really great album. Queen, A Night at the Opera, I mean, the pinnacle for Queen albums. Has Bohemian Rhapsody on it, so I mean, it's incredible, isn't that right? I also love Love of My Life, Seaside Rendezvous, Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon. Very nostalgic. Yeah, I love this album. Queen, Greatest Hits. So this has, again, Bohemian Rhapsody, Killer Queen, Fat Bottom Girl, Somebody to Love, We Will Rock You. If you want to get into Queen, this is a great compilation album to get into. And then I have Queen Greatest Hits 2. So these are some of their more underrated songs from their later years. So it's got, I mean, Under Pressure, Radio Gaga, I Want to Break Free, Who Wants to Live Forever. A lot of songs that kind of get passed over for their earlier stuff. Aside from like a few songs, obviously on like their first Greatest Hits compilation, I mean, this is the one I bought first because I love like all of these songs. So that's it for my alternate artists that I have on vinyl. Stay tuned for my Beatles collection / solo Beatles records. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.